Hi, how are you? What's the perceiving sort of like an extreme form of bullying? Have you ever been bullied before?
I think that my experience living a public life and social media being what it is, I've had a decent amount of bullying to a certain degree or being judged kind of unfairly. But I also accept that that's part of what I do and my job, and it's all part of it.
What do you think this movie says about sort of masculinity and the way our culture treats men or thinks about it?
I think that this was an interesting journey to go on because I started to discover a lot about myself and specifically masculinity as a whole and what it means. I think it's tough for men to get vulnerable and to open up and show any kind of care. So it comes out in violent acts at times, and even talking shit as a way of showing you care, which is something I do, I guess, and lots of men do. But this movie goes to an extreme level and kind of the unhealthy version of that.
Who do you do that to?
Oh man, I've got my group of friends that we show we care about it. Probably saying some pretty mean things, but it's all part of it.
And do you feel masculine when you're drinking a Smirnoff Ice? Is that like a manly drink these days?
It's not my drink of choice for sure. It's part of the fun of it, I guess. Chug it. In most cases, you end up throwing up.
What did you do physically prepare for the role? Did you like change up your workout routine or?
No. I was already training for Kingdom, the TV show that's on. So it was probably just a little bit more of an arm-heavy workout. It was very broy on the set.
Do you and your brother work out a lot? You keep posting all these Instagrams with him, like
yeah.
the gym.
We work out at the same place in LA, but we've kind of been on different schedules. He's been touring and I've been touring. And we just had a day off together yesterday in LA, which was nice.
Friends get kind of a negative rap. What's your opinion of them in general?
Well, I mean, we didn't set out to make a movie that's an indictment of fraternity life in the system, and I think that this is one man's journey, and it happened to be a really difficult one. But in no way is it really an indictment of that culture. And I think that there are probably some great things about it, and things that help you to grow and become a better person, but also some things I think can make it really challenging if you leave a bunch of 20-something-year-old guys without any consequences.
Do you feel like Hollywood is one big frat?
Depends on the night and the location and how many drinks people have.
Can you speak about working with Andrew and what you admire about him as a filmmaker?
Andrew's incredible and had so much to bring to this project and really was approached with so much care, which I think was so important to the project. I was thrilled to get to work with him. And our first meeting, I knew that he was, going to really nail this, and it was a great process.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much.
Speak about what attracted you to the project.
The script itself was just totally compelling. It was a very, very tight, kind of lean script. It felt just wound up, and I read it in I'm a slow reader, and I got through in about 45 minutes, which is rare for me. It's a great story, and I think when it comes down to anything, that's always the first question you have to ask yourself when you're reading scripts, you're looking at projects.
Did you get to work with Brad Land to develop your character?
I'm very intimately acquainted with his memoir. He and I met on set. I think we both were kind of like, let's give each other a bit of space going into making the film. But Brad is a phenomenally supportive, awesome guy, super generous. We were good friends, like we chat all the time. I feel very humbled, really honored to have had a hand in telling his story. But no, we were both kind of like, cool, I'll do my thing, you do your thing, that was the book, this is the movie. But his memoir obviously was an invaluable resource going into it. And I hope if anything, people see this movie, they go out and read his book, because his book is very, very powerful.
Can you speak about collaborating with Andrew and what you enjoyed about his filmmaking process?
Absolutely, yeah. Andrew is uncompromising, unapologetic, and that's really exciting, especially, I've only been doing movies for a couple of years, and to be able to just have a director really let you off the leash was very validating, and I think he captures something very raw in this film, and that's exciting. I don't know if this is a film that everybody's going to leave and love. I think it will polarize people, but that turns me on about art. And so, yeah, and he was very open to collaboration, which once again for a young actor is very validating when a director listens to your suggestions and takes them on board. I would work with him again in a heartbeat.
Jumping off of that, was filming the movie as dirty and gruesome as it looks in the final production?
Yeah. In a word,
a little bit about
yes.
that?
Yeah, you know, I mean, particularly the hazing sequences were heavily improvised, and yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do to fake that stuff. You kind of just have to do it. And we were fortunate enough to have a great cast and a great crew. We all trusted each other. We all felt comfortable with one another. And we felt comfortable making ourselves vulnerable enough in their hands, and yeah, we just went for it.
And my last question is, what do you think the film ultimately shines a light on?
I think the film begs a lot of questions. I think it begs questions about masculinity, what masculinity means in the Western world in the 21st century. You know, the film is not an indictment of fraternities. It's just one man's experience. Was it a great experience? No. But you know, I think it's an examination of brotherhood and what you do when you're faced with really seemingly difficult threats to that.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Nice
Thanks,
to
guys.
see you. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.